Hi everybody. If you run regular events and you use Infusionsoft to manage these events, to send out emails prior to the event and after the event, you probably ran into the same sort of frustrations as we did. We found that we were copying campaigns over and over again. We were going into the email sequences and we were changing dates and venues, and it was really frustrating because we didn't have a way to automate this whole process. To solve this problem, we started to develop DynamicSync. DynamicSync is designed to work hand in hand with Infusionsoft to manage events and to help you to automate the whole process of managing events. In this short video, I want to show you today exactly how DynamicSync can be used to do this. So DynamicSync basically is a web service that is connected to your Infusionsoft account. And if you look at the heart of DynamicSync, you've got a database of events. Now, events are organized by event type. So for each event type, you can have one or more dates that are scheduled. So if you look at an event, you can click on it and you can see all the dates that have been scheduled for this event. And you can schedule these events as long into the future as you would like. What we've created then for this client is an online events calendar, which looks something like this. Now, this formatting and styling is not 100% complete yet, and it still needs to be integrated with his website. But the idea is that the information gets pulled out of DynamicSync and gets displayed in a sort of visually aesthetic manner that will be advertising his events on his website. Now, as you can see, this is a photographic studio and they run various events on a regular basis. So in February they have events scheduled, they've got events scheduled for March and for April and May and so forth. Each event has got an image associated with it that gives you a little visual idea of what the event is about. An event has got a title and a description, it's got a starting time, and a price, and then each person has the ability to register for the event on the website. So if you click register, it takes them through to an event registration form which just reiterates what the event is and then requires them to complete information like their name, their surname, their email address, mobile phone number, and then gives them payment options. If they were to select to pay by credit card, we'll take them straight through to an Infusionsoft order form where they can complete the payment formalities. If they select to pay by gift voucher, we'll open up an area for a gift voucher where they can enter the details for the gift voucher. Now, as soon as a person is registered, all of this goes into Infusionsoft, and then Infusionsoft will take over from there. So let's quickly go and have a look what it looks like on the Infusionsoft side. On the Infusionsoft side, we've got one generic campaign that we use for all event registrations. So if we go and have a look what that looks like, it's a simple campaign that starts with the events calendar, sends the person to the registration form. Depending on whether they select credit card payment, they'll go through the top part of the campaign. If they select voucher, they'll go through the bottom part of the campaign. If they go through credit card, we have this abandoned cart sequence here, which will send out reminder emails to remind the person to actually complete his transaction if he does not complete the payment straight away. If he does complete the payment straight away, he'll be pulled through into the registration sequence, which I'll show you in a minute. There's also the option to pay manually, and this we've done with a note template. So if a person completes his payment manually or over the phone or in cash, even in person, we'll apply a note template, and this will also pull them through to the registration part. For the gift vouchers, we create a task for an admin person to verify the gift voucher, and then if the gift voucher is verified, we actually send them through to the registration as well. Now let's quickly have a look at what this looks like. The registration part is simply an HTTP call through to DynamicSync. And what that gives us, it gives us the ability to register people for the event. DynamicSync will then take all of the information for that event and put it into that person's record in Infusionsoft, and then it will also apply a registered tag for the specific type of event. What this allows us to do is inside of Infusionsoft to create a campaign for each different type of event. So now we have the central event registration campaign, and then for each specific type of event we've got a separate campaign. Now if we have a look, for instance, at the landscape workshop, the main part is the pre-event section, and in the pre-event section this allows us to send out a welcome email or a registration confirmation email, and then a series of emails prior to the event. Now, since DynamicSync has put the date of the event into a custom field for the contact, we can use that to time our events for a week before, a day before, and so forth. DynamicSync also gives us the ability to send out text messages to remind people of the events, and this is a simple HTTP call again to DynamicSync to just fire off the text message. Once a person is registered, it will be indicated in the DynamicSync. You'll see that on that specific date we'll see the people that have registered, and we'll see their names as well. On the day of the event, or once the event has been completed, each person can be marked as attended, or if they're not marked as attended, they will be deemed to be absent. We then process all of the people that have taken part in the event in one go, which will then go to Infusionsoft and set them up as either attended or absent, or they missed the event. We then have the option of following up individually with the people that attended the event and the people who have missed the event, which makes it very powerful in terms of upselling to future events or into different events, or maybe reminding them that they could pay a small fee and then attend the next event, or however we want to follow up with them. So in principle, that is how we manage events with DynamicSync. There's a couple of other things that DynamicSync does as well. It is possible to create tickets, or DynamicSync actually automatically creates tickets. So if you click on a specific person, on his name, you'll see the electronic ticket that gets created for this person. Now, a link to this ticket is also entered into a custom field in Infusionsoft, so it's possible to send out emails to your attendees with a link to their specific tickets, which they can then bring along to the event. We have an iPhone app that can scan the QR code and then can mark each person as having attended. DynamicSync has a couple of other interesting features as well, all around the central idea of managing events. So DynamicSync and Infusionsoft really makes a perfect combination to manage and to promote your events.